You remember the moment. Maybe it was small. Maybe it was huge. Maybe you yelled when you should have listened, shamed when you should have soothed, dismissed when you should have validated. And here's the brutal part. You've moved on. Your kid hasn't. They're carrying something you said 3 years ago, like a rock in their pocket, pulling it out during every hard conversation, every disappointment, every moment they wonder if they're enough. This script covers the 8 specific apologies most parents owe their kids but have never said out loud, why these unspoken debts are quietly destroying trust, and exactly how to repair what you didn't even know was broken. Number 1. The comparison casualty. You said it casually. Why can't you be more like your sister? Or, your cousin got straight A's and still plays 3 sports. You thought you were motivating them. You thought a little healthy competition would light a fire. What your child heard. You're the discount version of someone I actually admire. Research from the University of Michigan shows that sibling comparison is one of the most damaging parenting behaviors, linked directly to depression, anxiety, and fractured sibling relationships that last into adulthood. Your kid didn't develop motivation. They developed the belief that love in your house is a competitive sport where someone else is winning. They stopped trying to impress you and started resenting the person you compared them to. The apology sounds like this. I compared you to other people, and that was wrong. You're not supposed to be like anyone else. I'm sorry I made you feel like you had to compete for my approval. Then stop comparing. Forever. Notice what makes them unique instead of what makes them less than someone else. Number 2. The emotional shutdown. They came to you crying about something that felt small to you. A friend who didn't invite them to a party. A teacher who embarrassed them. A crush who didn't text back. And you, exhausted and trying to teach resilience, said, "You're being too sensitive," or "It's not that big a deal," or "You'll get over it." You thought you were helping them develop perspective. Columbia University research on emotional validation shows that dismissing a child's feelings doesn't teach resilience. It teaches them their emotions are unacceptable. Your kid learned to stop bringing you their pain. They learned that vulnerability gets shut down. So they started performing okayness while falling apart internally. Now they're 14 and you wonder why they don't talk to you. It's because you taught them you're not safe. The apology. I dismissed your feelings because I didn't know how to handle them. Your emotions aren't too much. I'm sorry I made you feel like they were. The fix? When they're upset, try, "That sounds really hard," before you try to solve anything. Validation first, solutions later, and only if they ask. Number 3, the privacy invasion. You read their texts, their diary, their DMs. Maybe you told yourself it was for safety. Maybe you didn't tell them at all, and they found out later. Either way, you violated the one thing teenagers need to develop into functional humans: a sense of private selfhood. You thought you were protecting them. Harvard developmental psychologists are clear. Privacy isn't a privilege for teens, it's a developmental necessity for identity formation. When you invaded it, you didn't make them safer. You made yourself untrustworthy. Your kid learned to hide better. They got better passwords, secret accounts, fake conversations for you to find while the real ones happen elsewhere. You created exactly what you feared, a child with a secret life. The apology sounds uncomfortable, because it is. I invaded your privacy, and that was a violation of your trust. I was scared, but that doesn't make it okay. I'm sorry. The fix? Unless you have concrete evidence of danger, stay out of their private spaces. Have conversations about online safety without playing FBI agent. Trust is rebuilt slowly, and it starts with respecting boundaries you previously bulldozed. Number 4, the achievement interrogation. They came home from school, and before you even said hello, you asked, "Did you get your grade back? How'd you do on the test? Did you finish your project?" You thought you were showing interest in their life. Yale research on parent-child communication found that leading with achievement questions signals to kids that their value is tied to performance. Your child heard, "Your worth is your productivity. I care about your output, not your existence." Over time, they learned to dread coming home. They learned that connection with you has a price: success. When they fail, they hide it. When they struggle, they perform competence. You accidentally taught them that love is conditional on results. The apology. I made your achievements more important than you. I'm sorry I asked about your grades before I asked how you were doing. The repair. When they walk in, try, "Good to see you," before, "How was the quiz?" Ask about their day, their friends, what made them laugh. Notice them as a person, not a report card with legs. Number 5. The forced forgiveness. Someone hurt them. A friend, a sibling, maybe even you. And you, trying to restore peace or teach grace, said, "Just forgive them," or "They didn't mean it," or "Say you're sorry to each other and move on." You thought you were teaching conflict resolution. Northwestern University research shows that forced forgiveness teaches kids to bypass their own feelings to keep adults comfortable. Your child learned that their hurt matters less than social harmony. They learn to say sorry when they're not, to accept apologies that mean nothing, to pretend repair happened when the wound is still open. Now they're adults who can't set boundaries, who apologize for things that aren't their fault, who stay in relationships that hurt them because they were trained to prioritize peace over protection. The apology. I made you forgive people before you were ready. I prioritized my comfort over your healing. I'm sorry. The fix? Let them be mad. Let them not forgive yet. Teach them that forgiveness is a process they get to control, not a performance for your convenience. Say, "You don't have to be okay with this yet. Take your time." Number 6. The public humiliation. You told a story about them at a family dinner, something embarrassing, something they did when they were younger, something awkward from last week. Everyone laughed. You thought it was harmless, funny, a cute memory. Stanford research on shame and development confirms what your kid already knew. Public humiliation from a parent creates deep, lasting shame that shapes self-image for years. Your child sat there, face burning, learning that their dignity is your punchline. They learned you can't be trusted with their vulnerable moments because you'll weaponize them for entertainment. Every embarrassing thing they tell you now comes with the fear, will this become dinner table material? They stop sharing. They perform a curated version of themselves that's humiliation-proof. You lost access to the real kid because you traded their trust for a laugh. The apology sounds like this. I embarrassed you in front of people, and that was cruel. Your stories aren't mine to tell. I'm sorry. The fix? Ask permission before sharing anything about them. Protect their dignity like it's yours. Laugh with them, never at them, and especially never at them in front of an audience. Number 7. The dream dismissal. They told you what they wanted to be when they grew up. An artist, a YouTuber, a musician. Something impractical, something that scared you financially, something that didn't fit your plan. And you, panicking about their future, said, "That's not realistic," or "You need a backup plan," or "How are you going to make money doing that?" You thought you were protecting them from disappointment. MIT research on parental support and career development shows that dismissing a child's aspirations doesn't make them pragmatic. It makes them believe their dreams are stupid and they should stop wanting things. Your kid learned that passion is naive, that they should shrink their desires to fit your comfort level, that dreaming out loud gets punished. They stopped telling you what they care about. They stopped asking for support because they already know you'll redirect them towards something safer. You didn't protect them from failure. You became the first person who didn't believe in them. The apology. I dismissed your dreams because they scared me. You deserved support, and I gave you doubt. I'm sorry. The fix. When they share an aspiration, try, "Tell me more about that," instead of, "But how will you afford rent?" Curiosity before criticism. Dreams need encouragement to develop into plans. None of these apologies erase what happened. They won't make your kid instantly trust you again, or forget the moments that hurt. But Stanford research on relational repair shows that genuine apologies from parents to children are one of the most powerful predictors of secure attachment and long-term emotional health. When you apologize without justification, without, "But I was stressed," or "But you also," you teach your kids something they'll carry forever. People who love you can own their mistakes. You model accountability. You show them that relationships can survive rupture if someone is brave enough to name it. The apology format is simple. Name what you did, acknowledge the impact, say you're sorry, Describe what you'll do differently. No defending, no minimizing, no pivot to their behavior. Just, I did this. It hurt you. I'm sorry. I'll do better. Your kid might not accept it immediately. They might need time. That's okay. You're not apologizing to get instant forgiveness. You're apologizing because you broke something. And repair starts with naming the break. Whether they're 8 or 18 or 28, it's not too late. The apology they're waiting for might be the thing that finally lets them stop waiting.